What's going on, people? Ishaman the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Alistair Liscott for coming through and boosting up the coins. So we got a leak here, no one's seen before, exclusive to the YB. Piers Morgan and Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. This is leaked as well. No one's seen this part here. Conor Benn admits in a blasé attitude that he was absolutely the number one cause of eggflation. Yeah. Oh, AB, what is it? $1 for an egg these days is Conor Benn. When one man consumes 50,000 eggs per day, and some people are saying it might have been in excess of that. Apparently, Dillian Whyte, when he was preparing for the AJ fight in August 23, he was knocking around Conor Benn, so that bumped up the numbers. Was Dillian Whyte on 20,000 eggs a day? Either way, the point is, Conor Benn industrialised the consumption of eggs, people. This is where it comes from. Yeah? The reason you can't afford to buy eggs, Conor Benn, he been consuming them all. Documented, and he admits that now. He says, maybe I did have 50,000 eggs a day. Maybe I am responsible for the eggflationary systemness. Or maybe I'm not. So that's a confession, people. Anyway, let's get to the bars. Get ready for this one here. Stop playing with me. Bosh.
Cleared him to fight in this fight with you. So you might think he's a cheat, and you're perfectly entitled to your view. But the reality...
Whoa, that's way too quick, man. That's way too quick. One more time for you, man. Bosh.
Cleared him to fight in this fight with you. So you might think he's a cheat, and you're perfectly entitled to your view. But the reality is, if he was a convicted cheat, he wouldn't be able to fight you. So do you accept that for the purposes of your fight, that he's not a convicted cheat? He's someone that you might think he is, but he's not been convicted of that.
Whether he's been convicted or not is irrelevant. The fact is, substances were found in his system. You know.
The fact is, he was consuming 50,000 eggs per day, Piers. That is the facts. Documented. Not from my opinion. His own lawyer said. Yeah? His own lawyer put a... what do they call it? A document out to Keir Starmer explaining the situation. He did. Busted. You got us. We're the problem for the price of eggs. That's what he did. That wasn't. He didn't. People, we're not the ones who came out with the Egggate. He came out of it. He told the truth, and I respect Ben to that. I respect Ben and his team for telling the truth. They was consuming a whole heap of eggs, and if that means little Johnny can't have his omelette or his eggs on toast, that's a sacrifice the rest of us had to make so Conor Benn could punch, because he can't punch now. Yeah. Now Conor Benn has been expelled from buying eggs. Is fact. Conor Benn can't go to Waitrose or John Lewis or any other bougie shop no more and buy eggs. He's banned. That's a fact. He can't buy. Seriously. If Conor Benn walks into Waitrose, he can't buy no more eggs. Yeah, the government banned his ass. No doubt about that one there. Banned him. Seriously, I'm not even playing with you. He can't go. Where can he go? And now I'm hearing they've got some sort of egg laundering situation where he's sending in friends of friends to go in there and get his... It's mad, people. These times are mad. It's mad these times. Seriously, people. Proper. He's running a racket, an egg racket. That's what I'm hearing from people close to the situation. I've got one inside source, one of Ben's runners, who goes to different grocery stores and gets eggs here, gets eggs there. Don't forget, people, it wasn't long ago. In COVID, you could only buy one packet of eggs per person. So don't... Oh, AB, you're making it up. There's no way Conor Benn's banned from buying eggs. Stop lying. That's a fact. During COVID, you could not get 10 packets of eggs. Whose fault was that? Oops. Busted. It was Conor Benn's runners. It was a transnational organisation of eggness. That's what I swear down to you, man. This is all documented as well. We didn't make it up. His own lawyers said. Yeah? Until the government decreed no more eggs for Conor Benn. That's what they did. And ever since the government decreed Conor Benn is barred from buying eggs, he can't punch for toffee now. He can't punch for toffee, seriously. He can't punch for toffee now. It's no coincidence. There's no coincidence.
There have been thousands of fighters that have been popped for performance-enhancing drugs.
And been banned.
And been banned.
And been banned.
Or been
every
fined.
Every single one.
Conor, you was banned. You've been banned as well. Conor, you explain to us, why is it you, as your person, not as your frontman, why is it you as your person can't go to Tesco, can't go to Waitrose and buy more than one packet of eggs? Why is that, Conor? I can. You can't. So you aren't, oh, I'm not guilty, no one's... Come on, people. The government don't ban people from buying eggs unless you've been proper consuming them. You consume them. Seriously.
Single one. I've not received a fine. I've been cleared by 3 organisations, by the NADP, the WBC, UCAD, no ban, cleared to fight, no fine.
It's not good.
That's what I've done. I don't care if it's good.
But that is true, whether you like it or not. That is the truth of where we are.
That very
If that's
may
your
well
argument,
be.
you need to do better. It's a pathetic
But
argument.
there are plenty of fighters, even now, in boxing today that have failed drugs tests. They've been fined or served bans, and then they've been let back into the ring. This is in no way different. He got caught. He went out of boxing for a little bit, spent $1 million trying to clear his name.
You know what? That's why you're an idiot.
No,
because I've been cleared by 3 organisations,
care.
by people who are a lot smarter than you.
Was there drugs in your system?
This is you talking personal.
Was there drugs in your system?
Maybe not. None of your business. I've been cleared 3 times.
It is my business when...
There you go. There's the leak. Ain't no one heard before. Exclusively to the YB. Yeah? Replay one time for you, man. One more time, sorry for you, man. You slow cats out there who can't listen the first time. But
You know what? That's why you're an idiot.
No,
because I've been cleared by 3 organisations,
care.
by people who are a lot smarter than you.
Was there drugs in your system?
This is you talking personal.
Was there drugs in your system?
Maybe not. None of your business. I've been cleared 3 times.
It is my...
maybe not. Now you can argue OIB, he goes on to say, I've been cleared. That's not the point. It's a bit like, I don't know, let's say the YB was a proper wrong un, and I was going around clipping whoever, yeah? Doing a bunch of debauchery on the streets. Like my name's, I don't know, Vixen Prolific wrong un, okay? The fact the case don't hold up in court doesn't mean, as old bagger man, look at OJ Simpson. Yeah? The fact, OJ Simpson could swan around saying, I've never been convicted. He did it. Let's call it a spade here. He did it. It was technicalities that got him off. Yeah? That's just one example. So that's not true. The fact that these moody organisations have been paid by Massa Hearn. Massa, Calvin Candy, Steen Hearn. The fact they paid him off and patterned it all up, as they were going to, Hearn was going to sweep it under the carpet, let's not forget. He said, well, if the whoever it is, BBBOC don't want to sanction it, we'll go to Luxembourg. We'll get the moody Luxembourg sanctioning. Oops. That's what Massa Hearns was fixing to do. So the fact that they've been able to pattern him not being convicted of it, that's not proof of innocence. And to be honest, listen, I'd be lying if I told you Conor Benn hasn't. He's been strong on. He hasn't took nothing. But there's other clips which we'll get to in a minute. He says, "Well, I haven't knowingly taken that." That's what they always say. Oh, I haven't knowingly done it. I didn't knowingly do it. The gear was in there. Yeah, someone was buying 50,000 eggs per day on my behalf, but I didn't know. So there's 2 things there. The fact you didn't know, irrelevant. And Eubank goes on to say, your response, and I've always believed that, especially top athletes. If you're a lower level athlete, a bit like Dillian White when he popped for Jack 3D, he's just, don't know what he's doing, he's buying stuff off the shelf and whatnot. But when you get to a multi-million-dollar athlete level, it's got to come down to you and the people around you. So it's no good saying, well, I didn't knowingly do it, it just, yeah? And it's also no good saying, oh, maybe it was, and maybe it was. And that for me was the most kind of convicting buys put out there since this period began. Now you can argue, well, YB, Eubank and Benn, they've got beef, and Benn just doesn't want to have Eubank getting a one-up on him. I'm not sure, maybe it was. And that sounds, listen, what's his name? Not Bill Cosby. I've just said his name. OJ Simpson, yeah. He wrote a book. It was called something like, If I Did Kill Her. Yeah. A whole book about what he would have done. It's a sick kind of thing. These are the same bars from Hen. Oop. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. That is like a duper's delight. Duper's delight is where someone knows they've hit someone with the okie doke. Benn knows he's hit the masses with the okie doke. He knows he's hit the sanctioning bodies or whoever else is supposed to be in charge with the okie doke. Oop, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. You can't get me. Yeah? Those words, I don't seem to get the... I don't know, Ben. I don't know. Well, there was something in this system. I don't know how it got there. Not interested, to be fair. That said, there is something in, oh, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. And I never really felt that Ben was proper. That definitely didn't happen. There's no way. For me, when he came on that Seconds Out interview with Radio Raccoon, he was more... You know how a spoilt child, when they get caught doing something, they're like, oh... They play the victim. Oh, no. Oh. That's when he was crying in that. It seemed more like that. He's pissed off that he's been caught. And these bars here reiterate that. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I won though. You know when a sport child win a game of Monopoly? Like, yeah, well, I won anyway. Even if they was cheating and shit. Oh, well, I won. Oh, it doesn't matter, I won. Yeah, pull yourself up by your bootstraps type one. The things that rich people say. Oh, well, you just got to work harder. What are you, man, doing? Buying stonks online. That's not working hard. You, man, are bugging. Yeah, but you need to work. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps whilst I sit there clicking buttons on my screen. Stop playing with me, man. That's dead. Those are dead bars. Yeah, so these are the things from Ben. Oh, you can't catch me. Oh, you couldn't get me, though. I wasn't caught. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Maybe I was caning the eggs. Yeah? Maybe I was the sole cause of hyperinflation of eggs. You see that one there? Oops. This for me isn't a good look. And yes, it's only one leaked bar that no one heard before. And you can argue there's a whole plethora of him doing the opposite and saying it wasn't me. But these once people are in the clear, that's when the smugness tends to play out, if that makes sense. So if there was ever a time for him to be like, yeah, man, I hit a lick on you man's ass. Yeah? Yeah, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Oops, I'm clear anyway. It would come at this point. He's not going to be smug when it's all, oh, am I going to make it, am I not? Now is when the smugness would come out. And I'm not sure someone who's 100%, I'm trying to think, if I definitely hadn't put no gear in my system, I'm not sure me ever saying, well, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. End of the day, I bumped you. End of the day, Calvin Candy Hernstein from Mandingo Room, he put me on. Yeah, it's not what you know, it's not how many eggs you ate, it's who you know. Yeah, it's not how many eggs you ate, it's who you know and who can pattern you. The bash. Whatever that thing's called when you're vindicated or when you're cleared. Yeah? No doubt about it. Anyway, let's get to the rest of the bars.
Business when you were preparing to fight me.
Yeah, but you don't know the ins. You think you know.
Well,
me trying to explain it to you.
Let me ask you, Conor, on that point, because you raised it at one of the press conferences, and it's a valid point. Do you accept that these substances were found in your body?
There's nothing to accept.
No.
It's the fact.
No?
No.
It's the facts.
Because
I never took...
Now you don't accept it. But a second ago you said maybe not, maybe not. Which is it then? Because someone who believes I've never had it in there, I'd say there's no maybe or maybe nothing. Yeah? There's maybe nothing, not even one egg in my system is what you'd say. Yeah, the only maybe is is that there's not one egg in my system. Yeah? You got two options. There's no eggs or there's maybe no eggs. Oops. Maybe there was that. And then two twos. Well, actually, people, now I've been cleared. It could have been there, to be fair, or it could not have been. You never know. Ooh. Yeah? Ooh, gotcha. Busted.
I never took anything knowingly. I never took...
But that's a different question.
Yeah.
Whether you took it knowingly
There's the bar.
or not, do you accept that they were
I struggle
found?
to accept it still.
Because you don't want to accept it.
I struggle to accept it.
Let's say
I struggled to... Come on, people. Come on, OJ. Stop lying to the masses. Yeah? I didn't knowingly take nothing, and I'm struggling to accept that. So, again, these two things, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. What was the other one he said? Maybe I did take something, maybe I didn't. And then he just said, oh man, this is long.
Knowingly or not, do you accept that they were
I struggle
found?
to accept it still.
Because you don't want to accept it.
I struggle to accept it.
let's say that he
Well, hang on,
was an
hang on,
accident.
quick.
No, I need to say that.
But that's
I didn't knowingly take anything, that was it. So between them two, I didn't knowingly. Well, who did then? Because everyone else, I'm pretty sure every other boxer be eating eggs. And that's what lawyers do. They throw things at the wall until something sticks. Oh, well, it must... Literally, let's say you pop for something. All they have to do then is go out into the public and try and find... Bearing in mind he spent $1 million. Conor Benn would have had a team of men go into your everyday local places, getting all the different types of food that are likely to contain clomid or whatever it was, and testing it. So they'll test the horse meat from Tesco's. They'll test the chicken. And Conor Henn doesn't even need to have been eating the chicken from Tesco's this whole time. All it needs to do is find any source of Clomid in the generic grocery industry, and they can say, "Oh, bah, he was taking this one, even though he wasn't. Oh, he was eating this moody packet of cashew nuts that's got Clomid riddled through it." That's what you have to do. And they're like, "Well, okay then." And what I do find suspect is, there's been points in my life where I've been proper on the whole PED thing. Yeah. And been like, well, you know, who knows what's in food, and maybe there is some trickling about. But how that argument breaks down, that, oh, anyone could pop. It breaks down because everyone doesn't pop. Yeah? If there was Clomid in eggs and in generic things, you'd see a lot more fighters popping, wouldn't you? It tends to be the ones who... Dillian White, how many times he need to be told? If that makes sense. How many times he need to be told? Yeah? Other fighters, not a smidgen. And it tends to be the higher up ones as well. What did Liam Cameron get popped for? La Coca. Come on, people. That's recreational. Yeah? There should be nothing in the rules that says you can't have 2-2-liner sniffler. Yeah? That, for me, really, it should be in the... It should be in the Constitution. Mandatory. Mandatory. Every citizen is entitled to 2-2 sniffler occasionally. Yeah? That's a constitutional right, people. Seriously. Stop playing. What would the boxing governors know? What would they know about 2-2-liner sniffler? Nothing to know. So that should be in there anyway. To be Article 5 of the Constitution, 2-2-liner sniffler is your ordained right as a free man. About you're banned for 4 years. Wait there, you ban Liam Cameron for 2-2-liner sniffler. But these man, Mr. Egg, Mr. whoever else you want, Canella, what was he having? The moody Mexican boar meat or something? Tyson Fury, Nandrolone, Huey Fury, Nandrolone. So there's trends here, people. There's moody trends. The same characters, or the top characters. Right? No one else be doing it. White Viterbi have had some moody meat sometime. Which, by the way, a lot of haters be saying, "Oh, he after moody meat, he after moody meat." Well, he hasn't popped. Yeah? And the amount of boxes there should be a lot more popping. If it's just, "Oh, I didn't know, I was just consuming everyday consumerables." Yeah?
Say it was an accident.
No, but
let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
No, but that's first of
He
all.
didn't know how the drugs got into
Wait a second. First of all, let's acknowledge the fact that he's accepted.
I don't need to acknowledge anything.
Well, I know you don't need to, but I do. And the viewers, I think, for the point of view of the
Drugs were in his
viewers,
system, whether he knew about them or not.
I'm going to come to that.
They were in his system.
Chris, I'm going to come to that. For the purposes of the interview, though, and for the viewers watching, that's an important admission.
We've got it.
Hang on.
We've got it.
Hang on.
But it still doesn't mean you're not guilty.
Let me conduct the interview how I want to conduct it. I will come to you for that point you're making now. Because you asked the question, and I asked it on your behalf, and we got a concession from Conor that, yes, the substances were in his body, but you didn't take it deliberately. Is your position.
I never took anything. That's
Right.
it. Never took anything.
Never took anything knowingly.
Never.
Now, your point is that from that moment, and there'll be a lot of people who agree with you, that from that moment, if you're an elite athlete of any kind in a professional sport and they find substance in your body, whether you intended it to be or not, we've seen it with tennis players recently, we've seen it obviously with cyclists and so on, sprinters and whatever, that from that point, everyone should be treated the same and get a ban. But in all of those cases, in all of those sports, the arbitrating bodies investigate and they make a conclusion. And rather like a criminal court, people may not like the conclusion. They may still suspect that person. But if you've gone through due process, and no one can argue he didn't, he went through due process for years, right? It nearly ruined him. And I saw him...
Listen, man, O.J. Simpson went through due process. It don't mean it being nothing, if I'm honest with you. It don't mean nothing. And again, the circumstantial evidence, I remember before this case came out in 22, I remember saying, listen, I don't know if he did or didn't. The evidence for me will be, if he said he was sparking Bummingtons out, right? He sparked out Chris Albumry. He sparked out Chris Van Bumden. And I said, he's red hot right now. But if he comes back and he can't punch for toffee, he's guilty. 2-2s, he comes back, 2 fights, 22 rounds in total, no knockdowns, no stoppages. Can't punch for toffee. There's your evidence. That should never happen. Should never ever. He sparked them early. I think he did both of them. Van Herden and Algieri, he sparkled them in like 2 or 3 rounds, like phenomenal stuff. No one's done that to them before. Oops, busted. And now he's in there with some stiflers, and he's going life and death. Can't punch for nothing. There you go. Anyway, people, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, click off the bell. 100%. There's no doubt about this one, people. Stop it. Bye.